Hey, Shalom. Kohaloyam Wahawa La Yahweh Bahasam Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Yahweh Shai is the true name of his only begotten Son. The world ignorantly refers to them both as God and Jesus Christ. But their true names in the ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, are Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Rakakwadash literally means Spirit Holy. It's the Holy Spirit. All right, double honors always going out to the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone, along with the bishops and Zaquaniam, who rule and teach the church well. Salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring on the four corners of the earth, preaching, teaching, and prophesying the right way on the highways and byways, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, on down to all those among Israel who have believed our report, the men, women, and children, believers. They too are going to be delivered from this destruction that's coming to Babylon the Great, which is going to be complete and utter and total destruction. All right. And it's the spirit. All right, today is we going into the 19th of July, but it's July 18, 2023. To hopefully all these prophecies come to pass. And most days I work overnight, but tonight I got off work around 11:15, and while I was at work, I had my headphones in and I listened to the redacted video you see on the screen here, which I'll pull up. Slovakia. This was put up tonight.
Well, a lot of moving pieces.
By Clayton Morris, again over there at Redacted. You see the title of the video, They're All Dead and Ukraine Has No Real Men Left. Scott Ritter. Okay. And it's spiritual because I listened to the whole thing. It's 23 minutes and 47 seconds. A little while later, but not more than 20 minutes later, I see the Elder Apostle Tahar put up this commentary going into that redacted video called Gog Magog will take out Babylon. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And he encouraged the us as the hopeful elect men of the Lord to go and watch it. Well, I like I said, I listened to it, and I was planning on doing something on it anyways. So it's all spiritual, man. It just shows you, all right, that those of us in the truth, all right, starting at the top, because that's the head man. Elder Apostle Tahar is the head man. You got Elder Apostle Gabor, Elder Apostle Ramlab, Elder Apostle Ricard, and you got the elder bishops, and you got the elders, the Zaquaniam. They along with us, Akiam, doing the work, who have entered into their labor, we all are on the same sheet of music, so to speak. We're all watching the same things. Our mindset, all right, is steady focus on, or is one of being focused on prophecy. Okay, and this is one of the last major prophecies that has to be fulfilled before Yahweh Shai returns with power and great glory in them ships. All right, he's coming back to destroy Esau. All right. The Edomites, beginning with their elites, all right, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, etc., the Dukes of Edom. And for months and months and months, I've been going into it. Other brothers, elders, apostles, been going into how the mainstream media over here, specifically in America, all right, but in the West in general, all right, how they're lying to you sheeple over here in America about what's really going down, all right, in Ukraine, between, Ukraine and Gog and Magog. The mainstream media over here, to hear them tell it, Ukraine has a chance. They just need, the support of the West and the support of NATO. Okay, and they have a fighting chance. No, they don't. They got absolutely zero chance. Zero chance. All right, Russia is going to annihilate. If they wanted to, all right, this could all be over tonight. Okay, the Ukraine has no chance. Babylon has no chance against Russia. NATO, all right, the beast. Okay, NATO's the beast. All right, the beast system. is comprised of NATO, the EU, the European Union, and America. Okay, all run by who? Esau. All right, the beast has no chance against Russia. Again, Gog and Magog. All right, also referred to as the Medes. All right, in the Bible. And that's what this update on Redacted goes into. I'm gonna play a few minutes of it. All right, then grabs a hold on, let me get a preset before I start. I always bring this out, man. Almost every day. Almost every day I bring this one out. I mean, it is what it is. If it's boring or if it's repetitive, I really don't give a fuck. We're supposed to be occupied in prophecies, and this is what we're occupied in, all right, pursuant to Ecclesiastes or Sirach, the 39th chapter. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, the second woe is past, all right, meaning World War II. And behold, the third woe, all right, meaning obviously World War III, cometh quickly. So this thing's going to come quick, man. We're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. We're hearing rumors of war. We're hearing about Babylon going to war with China. All right, Moab, we're hearing about, the so-called Israelis. We've been hearing about this for like a decade now. We're hearing about the Israelis planning to go to war with Iran. And when that happens, and it will, like it says in Ezekiel 33, lo, it will come. That's when this thing is going to get, go global. All right. And it is going to go global, and it is going to go nuclear. And again, you idiot Americans over here, especially you Jakes, man, 2/3 of you anyway, 2/3 of you Israelites over here anyway, you're not going to see it coming, man. And you have no desire to see it coming. You just want to continue, trusting in the shadow of Egypt, doing your wickedness, being degenerates. You have no idea that your society is about to be destroyed, that this place is about to be on fire. Okay? And us as the watchmen, we're set up, commissioned, pursuant to Isaiah the 62nd chapter, to warn you. But 2/3 of you aren't going to heed the warning, and you're going to be destroyed, man. That's Zechariah 13 chapter 8 verse. 2/3 shall be cut off and die. Y'all are oblivious to what's going on in this earth, oblivious. All y'all care about is fucking bread and circus, man. That's it. Anyway, I said I was gonna play a few minutes.
Well, a lot of moving pieces in the
withdraws from the battlefield to regroup, to start over again. The Ukrainians can't even get into this fight. This isn't even a Pop Warner team trying to play an NFL team. This is basically a bunch of third graders who should be playing touch football or flag football, walking into the Super Bowl, challenging the defending Super Bowl champions. There is no chance whatsoever for these guys to win, and this is the reality. There's nothing we can do, no weapon system we can provide, no amount of artillery shells we can provide, no amount of money we can throw into this problem. The Ukrainians cannot win. They have crossed that critical threshold where they can't recover from the losses that they've sustained. And this is the reality of this conflict.
Yesterday on Fox and Friends, you saw mainstream media talking about this idea that we're out of ammunition. We've sent so much of ammunition and weapons to Ukraine that the United States can't even restock its own supplies. It would take many, many years. But I want to play a clip of this because I think that there's a sentiment among some members of Congress that we need to take a war footing against Russia, that we need to really ramp up our military production in order to take on Russia. Listen.
So they looked at exactly how long it's going to take to restock our munitions. When it comes to the 155 caliber shells, it's going to take between 4 and 7 years to replace it. That's a long time. They are estimating that the javelins we have given to Zelensky will take 8 years to replace. And the Stinger missiles that we've shipped 1 trillion of them over there, this is jaw-dropping. They say it will take 18 years to replace them. So, when the president reveals we're out of stuff, We're out of a lot of stuff.
But there's a couple of things that add to that. That's if we do the current way we're doing it. We have to adjust the way we're doing it. And we got to get into almost a wartime footing.
So, Scott, that's what we need to do, is have a war footing in military production. What exactly is he talking about? Is that to go up against Russia? China?
Well, first of all, it's to survive.
Yeah, the Bible. See, you got a lot of people out here. We talk about it all the time. You got a lot of so-called truthers that they're concerned for the truth when it comes to what's going on with their society, all right, with their government. You know, they'll put out, something contrary to the mainstream narrative that Esau, wants to push. All right, but what they don't understand is the spiritual ramifications of all of this. Russia, it was foreordained, man, from the foundation of the world that Russia was going to be raised up in these last days, all right, to come against Babylon, man, along with China, okay, of course, along with Iran, and an assembly of great nations the Bible speaks of. That was foreordained from the foundation of the world, So it don't matter. I mean, there's no way the U.S., again, the Ukraine, NATO, the beast, the U.S., all right, Babylon the Great got no shot. They got no shot. Thus saith the scriptures, man. There's nothing that can be done. All right. This is Bible prophecy, and you cannot offset, all right, what the Lord has already determined in the heavens from the foundation of the world. I keep repeating myself. Let's go.
If I'm in the military, remember my job in the military is to prepare for any potential conflict scenario that the United States might realistically run into, and we have contingency plans that we make up. Whether it's if China invades Taiwan and we get involved in a fight there, if North Korea comes across the border, we get in a fight there. If Russia decides to push in on the Baltics or Poland and we get in a fight there, if Iran does something, we have to get in a fight there. Every one of these has a contingency plan that has forces allocated to that, and those forces have to have resources allocated to them capable of dealing with the problem set. And these are all complicated problem sets. And what we're also learning is that we haven't imagined the right war. We've been building our support packages based upon old thinking that placed precision over massed fires, meaning that we needed.
Babylon is woefully unprepared for what's coming, man. These clowns over here in the U.S. are they're more concerned with transformers in the military, with women fighting on the front, being able to fight on the front lines. Meanwhile, here it is. Russia has a battle-tested, all right, mighty, army. These men are fierce warriors. They've been fighting, and America's not going to present any challenge whatsoever. Yeah, but y'all keep listening to the mainstream clowns, man. Hold on. Let's just get into some scriptures, man. If the Spirit permits, I'll play a few more minutes of that video. Like the Elder Apostle Dar said, go on, watch it. It's Scott Ritter's telling the truth, man. And he knows what he's talking about. He is fully qualified to speak on these things. Okay, he is what you would call an expert in his field. All right, Jeremiah. I'll go to Jeremiah 50. All right, Jeremiah prophesying a downfall of Babylon, the great. All right, the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, America. Then I had his article I was going to get into, and again, if the Spirit permits, I'll bring that up as well off of warnews247.gr. Jeremiah chapter 50. I'm just going to get right to the point. In verse 9. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. So it's not just going to be Russia, but Russia is the primary, and key player in this whole thing, man. Russia's it, and the Most High is turning them into that. The Most High is putting a spirit on Vladimir Putin and them Russians, okay, to go back to that old USSR way of life, man. All right? They becoming a superpower again. See, y'all are sleeping on Russia, man. You keep listening to these wizards and warlocks over here in the media, over here in the American media, feed you a bunch of shit. So y'all are in for the shock of your life, man. Hey, we see it coming, man. We seen it coming from a mile away. The Elder Pastor was talking about, we know how this movie plays out. I'm paraphrasing what he said. We know how this movie ends. Yeah, we got the script. All right. He said we've seen it happen already. He said, against Babylon, all right, and cause to come up against Babylon and the assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, her arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Yeah, man, because Russia's got all them. They got Satan twos. They got badass weaponry, man. They got badass, they got way more advanced missiles than America does, man. Okay, way more advanced, way more powerful. They got their submarines off the east coast of Babylon. Yeah, they've been having their subs over here in U.S. waters. America can't do shit about it. Okay? All those arrows are going to hit this place, man, and turn this place into a great big lake of fire. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, verse 10, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, save the Lord. Yeah, man, them Russians, so-called Chinese, them Russians are Edomites. Them Chinese, them Moabites, them Iranians, them Persians, them Carmanians, they gonna be satisfied, man. They gonna love seeing this place burn to the ground. They gonna love to see that judgment, Now the nations is going into slavery when the Lord returns. But hey, this earth, man, the nations of this earth, all right, who have drunken of this whores and wine and become mad, they gonna cheer. All right. Because you were glad, verse 11, because you rejoice, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, talking about destroying you Israelites, man, you so-called, all right, Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, the Lord's people. It says, because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded, all right, Great Britain. The U.S. was birthed out of France, Spain, and Great Britain, but, primarily Great Britain. It said she's going to be ashamed, man. It says, behold, the hindermost of the nations, that's America, shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Yeah, man. Because when that smoke, when that fire dies down, America will be a desert land, man. Kind of like what happened to in the ancient world with Sodom and Gomorrah. That's just nothing but a damn desert right now. Okay. Because of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh, verse 13, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Yeah. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all you that bend a bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Yeah, America has done nothing but sin against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, and the Most High is remembering her sins, man. Okay? And he's getting ready to unleash, all right, hellfire on this place, man. Yahushua said he's coming back with fire. Yeah. Let's see. Jeremiah 51. Thus said, just like it, Jeremiah 51 and verse 1, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. It's going into the nuclear destruction that's coming, man. That destroying wind is referred to as a destroying wind, man. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in a day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Yeah, Jacob's trouble, man. You know, that's the time we in. You know, being in the beginning of sorrows right now, but we in the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, against him that bendeth, let the archer, verse 3, bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. See, everyone over here is going to be destroyed outside of the election, man. All right, the 144,000 going to be redeemed out of the hellfire. And a remnant consisting of men, women, and children who are the friends and helps of the prophets, who believe, man. Okay? Israel. Okay? Because salvation and redemption is only for the children of Israel. And on this go around, it only, salvation only pertains to the election. Verse 4, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Yeah. Go down to verse 8. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. That's right, man. And this place is falling fast. I put up a video last night going into the how this government has managed to, in a matter of, I can't remember if it was 2 months or 2 weeks. I think it was 2 months. The national debt rose $210 billion within 2 weeks or 2 months. All right. I could pull up the video, but, this place is falling fast, man, is the point. All right. Babylon has suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon. Huh. All right. Angels being sarcastic, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. Yeah, you heathens need to leave America because this place is going to be destroyed. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven. Yep. And is lifted up even to the skies. Yeah. There's plenty of scriptures going into Babylon's demise. All the prophets talked about it. Even Enoch talked. The seventh from Adam talked about the Lord coming back. Yahushua coming back. All right, to destroy. All right, to dismantle NATO, the EU, Babylon, to waste Esau. All right, and ultimately destroy the heathen armies in the valley of Yehoshaphat, the valley of the Lord's judgment. Yeah, man. Isaiah chapter 34. And verse 4. Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as scrolls, going into the mushroom cloud. All right, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf fall off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. All right, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. For behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, a Greek way of saying, all right, a Greek rendering for the word, all right, Edom. Okay, and upon the people of my curse the judgment. Yeah, Esau is going to be judged, man. Going to be taken out of power, violently removed from the power seat. All right, his kingdom burnt to a crisp. Okay. It shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse the judgment. The sword of the Lord, verse 6, Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord Yahweh hath to sacrifice on Bozrah, and the house of Tahar always talks about that, man. He's been calling America a big old altar. The prophets are standing on the altar, and the Lord's getting ready to have a sacrifice here. Getting ready to do a lot of slaughtering. All the animals, everything. Everything outside the elect is going to perish. All right. For the Lord hath to sacrifice in Bozrah, code for America. All right. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So So that's what's coming, man. And again, Russia is going to be the ringleader. America is, you heard, here, let's go back to the video. You heard them talking about how far behind they are, referring to America being behind Russia in terms of, resources, for lack of a better word, weaponry. Shit. It's like you. Okay, here we go.
It's going to take between 4 and 7 years to replace it. That's a long time. They are estimating that the javelins we have given to Zelensky will take 8 years to replace. And the Stinger missiles that we've shipped 1 trillion of them over there, this is jaw-dropping. They say it will take 18 years to replace them. So, when the president reveals we're out of stuff, we're out of a lot of stuff.
But there's a couple of things that add to that. That's if we do the current way we're doing it. We have to adjust the way we're doing it. And we got to get into almost a wartime footing.
So, Scott, that's what we need to do, is have a war footing in military production. What exactly is he talking about? Is that to go up against Russia? China?
Well, first of all, it's to survive. If I'm in the military, remember my job in the military is to prepare for any potential conflict scenario that the United States might realistically run into, and we have contingency plans that we make up. Whether it's if China invades Taiwan and we get involved in a fight there, if North Korea comes across the border, we get in a fight there. If Russia decides to push in on the Baltics or Poland and we get in a fight there, if Iran does something, we have to get in a fight there. Every one of these has a contingency plan that has forces allocated to that, and those forces have to have resources allocated to them capable of dealing with the problem set. And these are all complicated problem sets. And what we're also learning is that we haven't imagined the right war. We've been building our support packages based upon old thinking that placed precision over massed fires, meaning that we needed less artillery. That's okay. But as long as you can put precision fires down on the enemy, we don't have a lot of artillery shells. Well, we're learning in Ukraine that's just a flawed premise. Ukraine is firing between 5,000 and 7,000 artillery rounds a day. We currently produce 85,000 rounds a year.
Wow.
Thank you very much for that look, because that's what's going on. So Ukraine will fire what we produce in a year in less than a month. And so what we've been doing to sustain them is stripping our stocks that are used to back up these various contingency plans. And what the Pentagon's not going to tell you, and what the president's not going to tell you, is that if we go to war today, we can't win a single conflict.
Nah, and I mean, nah, they can't. The last war America won was World War II. They got their asses handed to them in Vietnam. They never really won the so-called war on terror. I mean, hell, you saw them leave Afghanistan. What was that, in 2021? Disgraced, man. So America's, last shining moment, in terms of her military success was in the 1940s. It's over, man. America's finished. This place is fucking done, man. Now, let's see. Let's just turn it out to be a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but it's all right. War News 247.gr, and this is actually put up, over there in Greece. It's the 19th. Well, hell, it's the 19th here. We just came out of a new moon, Sabbath. It's the 19th here. Well, this is a brand new article. This is another good source of information if you want straight up facts, regarding what's going on over there in Ukraine. Okay, unstoppable Russian offensive. 160,000 Russian troops advanced to Kharkiv, crossed Zherebets River, Kiev out of power. Okay, so let's see what we can glean out of this. It says Kyiv will live nightmarish days on the Liman Savatovo Kupiansk axis. The Russian army intercepted the Ukrainian attack and launched its own counterattack with the final objective of Kharkiv. Ukrainian defenses in multiple places have collapsed. Yeah. Their military is decimated, man. They've sustained massive amounts of casualties. And of course, Russia's sustained casualties, obviously. But Ukraine is in dire straits right now, man. Okay? They're like the apostle said, their only chance is that NATO intervenes. And again, with this, at some point that will happen. But don't matter. Hell, the scriptures talks about certain EU powers, okay, the 10 horns, right, in Revelation 17, turning on America, man, turning on their ally. So yeah, it's over, man. Kiev is now openly preparing Ukrainian public opinion for the loss of the entire region by announcing that, quote, Russia has launched an attack of 100,000 troops with 900 tanks, 555 artillery systems, and 370 MLRS systems, end quote. Although the numbers seem excessive in terms of artillery and tank systems, however, information indicates that the total strength of the Russian army is even greater. It approaches 160,000 soldiers. Russia's stacked, man. It's all Bible prophecy. This is all Bible prophecy. And you saw the look of concern on Clayton Morris's face. Yeah, look. These people over here are starting to panic. I did a video a couple of days ago going into how these truthers, they're starting to lose it, man. And they're, in their expressions, Slakia, forgive me, in their expressions, in their facial expressions, especially, and you can just tell, they're getting scared, man. They're getting worried. And they need to be. They need to be. They need to be. They about to learn. This whole earth is getting ready to fear Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, man. This whole earth is getting ready to fear him, man. And the name, the elder apostle Kabar went in that a couple of days ago. The name of the Lord is fixing to be exalted in this earth. When this destruction comes, again, the third world is coming quickly. The names Yahweh, Yahweh are going to be uplifted in this earth, man. Okay? Russian artillery hits Ukrainian units in the forests of Crimea. Let's see if it'll play.
Руки посекло нормально, палец, по-моему, оторвало. Сейчас затяну.
He and you Jakes over here fucking playing, man. You Jakes over here fucking playing, man. As World War III continues to intensify and spread. Okay? So, anyways, I just thought that was, very spiritual. That the elder apostle R was talking about it, a few minutes after I had watched the video. So I wanted to throw in my spiritual 2 cents as well. Hey, the time to repent is right now, because the doors of mercy are getting ready to slam shut. All right, on you Israelites. Pretty soon, you won't have the prophets, reproving you and correcting you and warning you, because that's another prophecy that has to be fulfilled, the famine of hearing his word. So the time is now to, seek the Lord while he may be found. Lord willing, he was edified. I don't want to rock this out. With that, I want to say shalom. It's on to the next video.